What if we finally got around to addressing this episode? Well, we have those answers for you tonight here on Comic Book Puppets. Hello, everybody. My name is Puppetine, and I'm here on Comic Book Puppets today to talk about What If Zombies. Not a very clever title, if you ask me, but before we get into the actual meat of the episode, let's go ahead and introduce my co-host. First off, back surviving the hurricane, Zach.
That's right, undefeated. I'm the champ, and I'm excited. This is my favorite episode so far. I'm just gonna put it out there. This has been my favorite one. It was wild. It was fun.
Wow.
So I'm ready to talk about it.
That is a high bar, sir.
Not really. Once you know me and my taste and things, you'd be like, oh, of course he would like this.
And below that loyal amphibian that you all know and some of you love, Froggy.
Hello, guys. I'm Paul Rudd.
That's good. That's good.
That was good.
I considered for the thumbnail just putting my head in the jar, but I decided it was better off just going with Zombie Thanos. You can't go wrong.
You're saying you'd be better off dead?
I don't know where you got that idea, but
well, because what the episode's about. Did you not watch it?
Of course I watched it.
Oh, then how do you not get the joke, bro?
I don't know. I'm tired, sir. It's been a very busy day for a puppet. Let me tell you that.
I mean, I can't tell you're tired because you always look like you was someone ran over you.
Well, that's just.
If he turns around, you actually see the skid marks.
Oh yeah.
You can make them out. Oh no, I tried to hide that. But when you work under a bridge, you get what you get.
I mean, bro, you just gotta change. I was just gonna say, bro, you should probably change your pants.
He doesn't wear pants. He's a puppet.
Exactly. The skid marks are gross.
Anyway, let's go ahead and talk about this episode. It starts off with Bruce Banner coming back to Earth after the invasion.
Yeah, it's basically right at the beginning of Infinity War, right?
Yep.
Is when this is supposed to take place.
Yeah, don't you remember he crashed into as a Hulk? He
crashes into it, but at that point,
Santorum.
He crashes into Sanctum Sanctorum, but then they go back a little bit and they say previously what happened because he comes in right in the middle of the apocalypse.
Yep. He had been missing for years, and finally he was home. Lands in the Sanctum Sanctorum, and it says, "Thanos is coming. Thanos is coming." But there's no Doctor Strange or Wong there to greet him and heed his warning. No.
Well, that's just Wong.
It is Wong. It's very Wong.
That was so bad.
So Bruce quickly finds some garb to put on and steps outside and finds out nobody's there. And that's when we see Ebony Maw and one of the bulkier members of the Black Order.
Is it Black Dwarf or one of the Obsidian? I think that's the big guy's name.
I think so too. Yeah. I think you're right.
That big guy, yeah. So.
It is so nice to have you back because otherwise we would never remember any names.
Well, I mean, he either got back from the racetrack or he was painting. Either one. I don't know.
Maybe both.
Or working the drive-thru.
I used to do that, actually.
But we see the two and they're saying, oh, the glory of Thanos, and you are about to die.
And then we see Doctor Strange's little circly thing.
And here comes Iron Man, and we can make out them from the distance, and they're attacking the two. And slowly but surely, as Hulk is cheering them on, it starts to get a little more violent.
Yeah, and the other thing is that the reason he didn't become Hulk because Bruce Banner, the Hulk didn't want to come out.
Well, yeah. It's just like Infinity War.
Yeah,
Hulk didn't want to come out. So.
All right, big guy, come on out. No.
Yeah.
What do you mean, no?
Yeah.
Which is really weird because why would the Hulk not want to come out? Is the Hulk scared?
Well, it's
He was
the
just
same as
by
Infinity
Thanos.
War. It's the same.
Which I'm just saying that's another thing I never really understood.
Well, from what I understood, Hulk was tired of just being used to do what Banner couldn't do. He thought he was being like a he thought he was a puppet.
Yep. And so switching back to Bruce, after being beaten by Thanos harshly,
Mm-hmm.
it was just him hiding away.
Okay. Anyway, So anyway, he's watching. He couldn't Hulk out. And honestly, he's like, "Hey, the Avengers won! They kicked around." He's like, "Okay, I guess enough." And then he starts to see him buying. Oh, that's gross. And then he sees their face. Yeah, overkill. And then you see here comes start flying in. He's a zombie, and he's not even the original Marvel zombies. The ones who could talk. Nope, he can go.
Yeah, it was always weird to me with Marvel zombies that they could talk. That was always weird for me. I didn't care for that in the original Marvel zombies.
Yeah, I think them not talking is a little better.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Is Doctor Strange? Yeah.
Yep. And Wong.
And Wong. The Wong, not the right Wong. The Wong one.
The dead Wong. He is dead Wong.
That says very dead Wong. And don't you forget it.
And that's when it takes. It looks like Hulk is going to. Bruce Banner is going to die.
Well, you're not gonna die. He's gonna just be eaten. Like they're gonna get. I was thinking like, oh, they're gonna rip his stomach out. Like remember his stomach in the Marvel Zombies, his stomach was gone or just bursted.
Ew.
So I thought they were gonna go that route, like because I was like, even if he does turn the Hulk starts turning into a zombie in that universe. But this is apparently a different universe, and we'll talk about that part later. But it all seemed like it's all curtains for Dr. Banner, and here comes Capey. Whee!
Yes, the cape. Well, the cape, which is my MVP of the episode for me. Yes. But then coming in off of the "What if the Avengers never formed" episode, she's alive in this universe. Hope is alive. She sweeps in with a bunch of ants. I think she they eat away at the aliens. I think.
They eat away at the flesh of all the
Avengers too. Yeah,
the Avengers too. Yeah, just like
he's like, oh, okay, that's enough. That's gross. Stop. It's like they're all just disintegrating.
Yeah,
make you realize just how powerful Ant-Man actually is.
True.
And her.
And Hope flies in, shouldn't swing in. Who swings in next is Spider-Man, though. Spider-Man's alive.
I was really hoping he's going to be like a zombie one, swinging in and they're like, you're mine, I'm going to eat you.
No, it is in fact a live one. Yeah, he grabs Dr. Banner, swings him away, and says, "Oh, I'm not going to eat you. Don't worry. I'm just your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man." And that's when Dr. Banner says, "Well, then what the hell happened to the neighborhood?"
That's a really good line. I really like that line a lot. And so from there, Peter Parker. It goes into this really cool. Peter Parker puts together. He has like this zombie guide video he made. It's very Zombieland-ish, but it also has that aesthetic of the openings of the two Spider-Man movies.
You know what it reminded me of? Like a cheap knockoff of Ned's Survival Kit.
A little bit.
Well, but, before that, we do get an explanation.
Yeah.
From the Watcher that it was actually 2 weeks before when Hank Pym went into the quantum realm to save his wife Janet, but it was too late. Janet had contracted a brain-eating virus.
Yeah, so this is during, so it goes back to Ant-Man when Hank Pym goes into the quantum realm to get his wife out, or Ant-Man 2, I guess it is. What happens is in this universe, Janet, his wife, has some sort of, a brain virus or something. And so Hank brings her back. Or not really. Hank doesn't bring her back, but she attacks Hank, and then Hank comes back all infected.
The best line of this episode is right here. Whenever they take off the mask from Janet and they show it's zombie Janet, she goes and bites Hank, and the Watcher says, "Oof, that happened."
That happened.
I had to see it again. I just had to make sure that he said, "Oof." that happened. The Watcher isn't pulling anything. He's
I
like,
remember the tone he had too. He's like, "Ooh, that happened." That was funny. I did enjoy that because the Watcher up until now he's like this very stoic guy, and then he's a very no nonsense. But then he just cracks that joke. That made me laugh. I was watching. It was like, oh, that's funny.
From there, we get to see the Avengers trying to deal with the situation, and
well, before the Avengers come in, important to know, when Hank goes back, there's Scott and Hope in the lab setup. Hope gets away, but he attacks Scott. Important to know for later in the episode.
He sees Hank on the wall. He's like, no.
So, but then it shows the Avengers coming in. You've got Tony, Steve, Hawkeye, Black Widow, and Black Panther. So, and then from there, the Watcher even says that was a mistake, because when you take the world's most powerful people and then they get infected, then it's all downhill. Like, your most powerful people are infected and zombies now, so, everyone's doomed.
I can do this all day.
Well, yeah, you can. You're a zombie. You can go all day, yeah.
Well, we get to see the Avengers. Their demise is rather quick because Captain America's there and he's ready to say. We see Iron Man and him must have gotten over the Civil War to deal with zombies.
I think zombies would be a good reason to get over Civil War. I could see that.
And so, as they're about to attack, Captain America feels a little pain in his neck, and we get to zoom in. It's Tiny Hank Pym, and he's just eating away.
No matter what universe he's in, Hank Pym is just going to cause trouble for people.
Yep. And them as zombies means disaster for the world. And that's when we get to see the almost homage to the first MCU Spider-Man film when he put together a little clip. And so here is the zombie survival guide. And I didn't care for it a lot.
It's all normal stuff that you see in if you've seen one zombie movie, you know all this stuff. He's like, oh, you've got to aim for the head and blah, 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 blah.
Remember to always double tap.
Marania says it's references to try to appease the LGBT community. I disagree because Happy wasn't happy to be in that shirt. He's like, doing this? Really?
Also, can we talk about how funny it is that Happy is one of the few in the survivors groups? It's like Happy, and then what was his name? Was it Kurt? The Russian guy from Ant-Man, the Baba Yaga guy. I liked him. It was.
Was that where he's from? I had no idea. I was like, this guy is really annoying.
No, he's from Ant-Man. He's one of the ex-cons. Yeah. I was kind of hoping that we would see Louise instead because I loved Louise, but Kurt was. That was also Polka Dot Man, the guy who played Polka Dot Man in the Suicide Squad.
Just be happy you got bam, 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 bam.
So this zombie survival team, you've got Happy, you've got Kurt, you've got Sharon Carter, Bucky Barnes.
Not a villain.
Not a villain, Sharon Carter, or not a villain, Bucky Barnes either. And then you have Okoye, and I think that's everybody. And Spider-Man, and Spider-Man and Hope, and now Bruce. So that's our zombie survival team, so to speak. So they're hanging out. They have subway cars that are webbed up above the streets, which is pretty cool. And they're keeping in communication with other camps. And a camp gets in touch with them and says, "Hey, we may have found a cure, for the zombie virus." They're like, "Well, where's it? Where's the camp? We need to go there." And I think it was Sharon or somebody's like, "Oh, it's in Camp Lehigh. It's the camp from Captain America, the first Avenger, Camp Lehigh in New Jersey, which is a place they've been to a couple of times. They've revisited in the movies. So like, okay, we got to go there. This is one of the other jokes that made me laugh. Happy Hogan is like, great. Now on top of everything, we've got to go to Jersey.
Yes. And Melania points out, we forgot Cape. He is a valued member of the team.
I did forget Cape. Cape is a great member of the team. Cape is the MVP. I forgot about Cape. I'm sorry, Cape.
I'm sure Cape will be okay. He doesn't even get his own Funko Pop. He's very disappointed.
I would buy that Funko Pop too. I would buy
even though it's just a cape.
Just a cape?
But I do like the fact that we have almost like a nod to another What If with Cape and Spider-Man.
You
What
know, when
Wait, is it a
Was-
what if episode or is it a what if comic book?
comic book. When the Cape goes on and saves Spider-Man in the subway station, puts him on it, and he's like, "Yeah, no, look." You're like, "Yeah, no." And they're talking, and I'm thinking, dude, anybody remember what if Spider-Man became the Sorcerer Supreme?
yeah, I thought that's what the episode would be, but he doesn't get that kind of episode.
That's
It's
what
a
I
little
thought, because
disappointing.
they showed pictures of Spider-Man with the cloak of levitation. So I thought there was going to be a what if Spider-Man did become the Sorcerer Supreme, but apparently
But in
that
fact,
was
it was Zombie Hunter Spider-Man.
Yeah, Zombie Hunter Spider-Man, which I'm okay with
So
too.
this leads to them going down into the subways, so that way they can go ahead and get towards Camp Lehigh. And unfortunately, what was her name?
Oh,
Sharon? No, other one.
Wanda.
Okoye.
What? No, Okoye. Yes,
Oh.
Okoye suggests.
Just
they
say Wakanda
all
girl. That's
split
all you
up.
gotta say, bro.
Michonne. It's
Yes,
Michonne.
It's Michonne.
And another zombie show.
I didn't think about that. But yes, Okoye says we should all split up. And that's when Peter chimes in. Does nobody here watch horror movies? Are there no horror movies in Wakanda? And that's when she makes a joke about how they have American reality television. That is horrifying enough.
That Kurt's like, oh, that's a good burn. That's a good burn on all of us. That is very.
Yes.
This episode is full of really good jokes. I enjoyed all of the jokes and the wit in this episode. It was great. I enjoyed it thoroughly. But yeah, they do split up. They break one of the cardinal rules of zombie films, which is you should never split up. Sharon and Happy go off one way. I think Kurt and Bruce and Spider-Man, they all go off towards the subway train. Happy, it's actually really cool. Happy seems to have that little Iron Man hand cannon that Tony has in Civil War, I think it is.
Yes,
From the watch.
Yeah. It comes from the watch. Now it is kind of dumb because every time he uses it, he's like shooting at shadows, and he says "blam" as he uses it.
Blam.
It's also Happy, so I'm not gonna hate it too much.
Yeah, it's funny because Sharon Carter also, did you just say blam? He's like,
yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
But-
and then he gets hit in the arm
With an arrow.
Yeah,
And she gets pinned to the wall by an arrow, and it's
Zombie Hawkeye. Zombie Hawkeye. That was one thing that somebody I know mentioned this too, and it kind of does seem weird, but I also didn't take this episode super seriously, so I didn't think too much about it. Apparently, Zombie Hawkeye can still shoot very, very well.
Look at Iron Man.
Zombie Iron Man still gets to fly around in his suit.
Honestly, the suit, he should be flying around and smashing into things.
But like I
Because they
said,
don't have zombies can't think.
It's what it is. It's cartoon. It's Marvel. It's a cartoon basically. I'm not gonna think about it.
I take it as they still have their intelligence when it comes to how to use their powers and everything. They have that insatiable hunger.
And
they
look,
have to feed. They just can't talk.
I'm okay with it too. I'm okay with intelligent zombies. I like Army of the Dead. They had intelligent zombies,
so they're basically normies. Insatiable hunger, but not a single thought in their head.
Well, no, I think there is a thought in their head. They just can't articulate it.
Mm-hmm. But
because we see Happy because he gets got, and
Happy's first to go.
That's when he comes and he's approaching Sharon as a zombie. And he's
saying,
blam, blam.
Oh yeah, he says blam. Yeah, he does say that. He says blam.
You know why Happy's first to go?
Because he doesn't contribute.
No, because you can't be happy in a zombie thing.
Well, I guess not. There was also that joke too, how he tells Okoye, like he has to say, "No, I'm not an Uber driver. I was a chauffeur." Forgot about that one. That was funny too. So Happy goes. Sharon gets away, and they make it to the subway train. They can't get it started. So, like, what happens? Like, Spider-Man has to go out and use his web and pull on it to try to get it like thrust. It's kind of like this weird reversal from Spider-Man 2 where he's trying to stop the subway train, and this one he's trying to get it going again.
Marania's bringing something up here, saying that.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry to cut in.
No,
Something else happens during this. We see Zombie Falcon, and she
Mhm.
mentioned how it gets pretty graphic and gruesome. Zombie Falcon, after a fight, in the fight, gets cut in half.
I mean, this is my favorite. This is my
Right
favorite
in
part.
the-
My favorite part. He gets cut in half, and then she's like, "I'm sorry, he's killed your best friend." He's like, "I don't care."
Bucky's like, I should be sad,
But
but
I
I'm
don't
not.
care.
Yeah, that is something too. I was kind of surprised about because these are, I know it's a what if in an alternate universe, but these are still characters that have movies and shows and action figures. I was really surprised Disney was like, oh yeah, go ahead, brutalize. It's a lot of the gore and stuff you would normally think of from like Walking Dead or any of these zombie shows. They don't go. Maybe I'm desensitized. They don't go over the top with the gore, but it is still more than you would expect in a Disney show.
When Falcon got cut in half, I was like,
cut.
"Oh,
yeah."
But I can tell you right now, this is aimed still for teenagers because they don't see anybody getting ripped apart or their stomach pulled apart. You see Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, it's not going to be R-rated, but still, if you've got like a 5-year-old and
also Call of Duty's a thing with zombies, bro. They're 12-year-olds playing that, so I don't think they really care anymore.
Maybe. But
zombies, fun for the whole family."
Do you think there's going to complain? We need to cancel Disney. They're showing us gore on a cartoon.
Oh, probably not. But if you're a parent and you've got like a 5-year-old that loves Spider-Man, they want to watch it because it has Spider-Man. Just maybe be warned.
I'm just saying.
Some heroes are going to get brutally. I mean, we're going to talk about.
I'm shocked. I'm shocked they didn't have Spider-Man get bit or eaten like that stuff. I thought they went with that, but then maybe they don't want to because the movie's coming out, so we look kind of bad if we kill our hero first.
Spider-Man in this one actually gets some moments to shine that we'll talk about in a minute.
Yeah.
So the Cape comes in as they're trying to pull the cart because they have to push the subway train a little bit, just a little bit. And finally they do. Cape swoops in, saves Spider-Man from a horde of zombies, and they all make it out. Yes. Other than Happy. Happy's gone.
Happy is gone. Rip Happy.
I'm going to tell you right now, I got flashbacks to Invincible when they're in the subway train running over
Yeah, I was about to say that too. It was just you beat
I was like, oh no, splat, 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 splat.
Except it was green instead of red. It was a lot of green. Apparently turning into a zombie turns your stuff green.
Yeah, you become a Martian.
So eventually down the line, they're riding the subway train, and eventually there's a thud from above. Sharon is the one to notice it, and she pulls out her. Does she? No, she pulls out the gauntlet.
I think she gets. I think she takes Happy's. From
Happy's, yeah, we repulsor blaster.
Yeah, the repulsor.
And she's ready for anything. But she's not, because we cut away and we hear her scream, and that's when Bucky runs into the room to see Captain America eating Sharon Carter.
He's right, and I love this. He's like, Cap, I think you've had enough.
Yeah. It's funny.
It shouldn't be that funny.
It's so campy and corny and funny, but at the same time, I mean, it's good that it's what if, and we don't have to take it super seriously, because if this was a real movie, Bucky would never they wouldn't crack these jokes about each other. Or maybe
also,
they would. I don't know.
Captain America would have run towards him with a shield like he's still Captain America.
Well, he did run with him towards the shield.
And I'm saying, if this was real,
Well, I don't know, because these zombies, like I said, they do keep some of their intelligence. They know how to use their powers.
Yeah. So Bucky starts shooting at him, and Cap runs at him with the shield.
You want to know why I know this is stupid? You want to know why having a zombie apocalypse is stupid? Because Wolverine and Steve Rogers have a instant healing factor.
Steve has a healing factor?
Yeah.
He has a speeded up healing factor.
He can't get drunk.
Yeah, he can. Yeah, but I mean, it's not like Wolverine.
Well, no, Wolverine. But I'm just saying. Well, Steve gets shot and he heals.
Yeah, but it's not as instantaneous as Wolverine, though.
No, not at all.
But I'm just saying people who have healing factors should be able to fight up the disease.
Well, I mean,
but it attacks the brain.
Yeah.
So while it does kill the body, you could say it attacks the brain, and through the brain, bum, bum. So Steve can die. Steve,
yeah.
out of all the Avengers, other than Black Widow and Hawkeye, Steve is the weakest.
Honestly, actually, that's not true because I would have seen Steve with a beard bashing heads in with his shield.
Maybe.
I don't see him getting bits.
Maybe.
Remember, he's the only one that actually has military training.
Well, the reason why he got bit was Hank Pym with the tiny bite.
Yeah.
That's why. And so
you're thinking about it against like a normal zombie. Yeah, Hank Pym was tiny. He's a little micro. It's like, yeah. I mean,
you don't notice that mosquito drinking at your arm until it's too late.
But Marty says he's also got resistance to diseases with the super serum.
To earthly diseases. This is
the quantum disease,
which is in Earth, the quantum realm.
No, the quantum realm goes beyond Earth.
No, you're microscope. That's like you're really small. So it's still part of Earth.
But that's in the existence of everything. You can enter the quantum realm on an alien.
You know what, Dalton? I'm done with you.
Not Dalton. It's just how it is.
Doctors don't know what diseases are in the microverse. Okay, anyway, moving on.
I mean, it's not like he got COVID. Jeez.
Anyway,
after a fight with Cap, eventually Bucky gets a shield, throws it, and it gets jammed in the door, slices Cap in half, and he is gonzo.
And then he makes.
But zombie skin.
What did he say? His line.
Guess this is the end of the line.
Yes.
This is the end of the line.
Oh, so many jokes. They shouldn't be so funny, but they are.
But Hope came in, and there was she shrinks and enters Sharon's mouth.
Yeah, because Sharon is a zombie at this point, because Cap was much chewing on her.
It's funny. So. Bucky just threw her aside.
Yeah. Forgot about her, and then Hope comes in, and this scene, they know the theory. You know, everybody was saying before Endgame comes out how Ant-Man could end the whole thing just flying up Thanos and then expanding. They know because Hope does the same thing. She just goes in through the mouth.
Yeah, she goes in through the mouth, and
she goes in through the mouth and then just enlarges and.
I'm covered in Sharon. I shouldn't be laughing this much during a zombie episode, but I am.
It's so great. And then but then we find out Bruce comes in and he notices Hope's got a little scratch, a little tear in the sleeve. Yeah. So her time is almost up.
Yep.
And this is where we go into.
Is this where they play the Madonna song? I'm burning up, burning up.
This is where we actually go into one of those. I think this is probably the best moment with Spider-Man.
Spider-Man,
because there's this whole scene where Spider-Man's like being optimistic and everything, like Peter Parker should be, in my opinion. And they even ask him, like, "How can you be so? Like, how can you still be smiling, or how could you still be optimistic?" And he talks about like people that he's lost. So he mentions his mom and dad, which we've never heard him mention before. He actually says Uncle Ben's name. First time he's brought up Uncle Ben in the entire MCU. Uncle Ben finally gets named. Of course, he mentions Mr. Stark is going to happen. We find out also that his Aunt May is dead. So R.I.P. Aunt May.
MJ's dead too.
MJ's probably dead too. Yeah. Or does he say? I forgot if he mentioned.
They aren't together in this because this happens during Infinity War. That's before Far From Home. So MJ doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
and she's still dead.
Probably.
Remember
so then he says, like, if you can't find a way to keep smiling after everything, then like, what's the point, or something like that. He's something along those lines. I tried to take notes the other day when I watched it.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
Yeah,
Aunt May said you gotta smile. You gotta smile.
Yeah,
and so Hope and Peter's bond is a bond I never expected, but I really do like it.
He said, you gotta be optimistic. You gotta have hope. There's always hope in a zombie movie. The very cure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And your name is Hope, so that has to mean something. Oh, young Peter Parker, you're too good.
Young version Peter Parker.
World.
You're too good for this world. You need to be in a better universe.
Poor guy, he's still a virgin in this too.
No. Well, I didn't think about that, and we don't really need to talk about that.
The Disney program, Froggy. Nobody's thinking about that. Come
The
on.
mouse is watching.
Except,
The mouse doesn't watch us.
there's one character who might be thinking that so they get to. I'll tell you who I'm thinking of here in a minute. They end up pulling up to the camp. Subway stops, and there's a whole mob of zombies. They're just like standing still right around the camp. They can see the camp, but there's like a mob of zombies, and they're all just like standing there. Like, we can't get through that. And so Hope is like, well, you can get over it. And I was like, what? And she's like, because she knows she's about to die. And so what she does is she giant sizes herself and picks up everybody and yeets them over the mob of zombies into the military base.
The only problem with this is that if she turns out and knew right away, she's still at large zombie mode.
Yeah, I knew it was stupid to leave her big. But...
Yes, I concur. But again, nobody makes the right choices in a zombie movie.
That's fair.
When somebody decides to make a zombie movie where all the people make the smart choices, the movie's going to be 5 minutes long.
Yeah, and then somebody says something that says, jinx.
And then the movie's going to be 6 minutes long because nobody makes the right choices in a zombie film.
Maranya brings up when Kurt mentions Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga.
We knew who was going to show up in the next segment. Yes, let's go ahead and get to that. They make it to the camp.
Yes.
Hope has sacrificed herself, and all the zombies climbed up over her, and now they're eating her.
Yeah.
And that's when they see, dun, 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 as the zombies are keeping a distance from the camp. Why? Because Vision is there. They have an aversion to the Mind Stone.
He's a Vision, according to Bruce Banner. Bruce and Vision have actually, it's a very kind of touchy. It's like, two friends, kind of, sort of. And then Vision says, I'm not on the menu because I'm an android, which is kind of clever. But
he survived because he has the Mind Stone. He's able to quell their minds.
Yeah.
Yep. And so he figured out that if they have an aversion to it, perhaps using the Mind Stone, he can reverse the zombie process.
But
and
there's only one problem. There's only one problem. And you know who's with Vision always? They're a pair.
Okay, wait a minute.
We're not there yet. We're not. We got
one second.
We got 2 other characters to talk about before we get to.
Are we waiting another 30 minutes to an hour?
We're waiting. We're waiting 5 minutes, maybe.
Not even 5 minutes.
Okay,
not even 5 minutes, because we see Scott Lang's head in a jar, and it's alive.
Yes. So Scott survives getting attacked by Hank, because you remember Scott is like patient 0. Or not patient 0, but like the first person to get infected in the regular Earth realm. So yeah, his head's in a jar, which I thought was actually a neat little callback. I do remember this from the Marvel comic book, the Marvel Zombies comic book, because is it Wasp or Black Panther?
No, it's Black Panther hobbling with his one leg, and he has Janet's whose head got knocked off. He keeps it in the jar.
Okay. So Janet's head gets knocked off, but she's still able to like talk and stuff though.
Because he's a zombie.
Yeah. So in this, just it being Scott's head in a jar, and he's still able to talk and everything. I thought it was kind of a neat. He's cured. He's a normal, healthy Scott, but it's just his head.
It's just that it reminded me of Futurama.
It was kind of I can see that. It was kind of Futurama
because the comedy and he's in a talking head.
Yeah, he did. I should not. He's like, I make dad jokes to get through traumatic circumstances. I was like, buddy. Yeah, I guess so.
Speaking of trauma, we see Bucky because Bucky goes to check around the base and he hears
alone. Stupid Bucky.
He hears somebody and he goes ahead and there on a table, missing a leg, is the Black Panther.
John lives.
Yes,
the Vision live.
The Vision. He said the Vision came to rescue me in San Francisco, flew back here, only to realize I'm just being served up to none other is dinner to someone he cares about. Now, can I talk about it?
Yes, go ahead.
Yes,
we see down the hall.
All right, this zombie apocalypse started with a woman, and now we have another woman that's a villain in this. There's a lot of angry female zombies in this show. I've noticed this, and this one has super Super Saiyan reality bending powers.
Did you say Super Saiyan?
Yes.
So
'Cause
yes,
because
if you haven't figured it out,
I was expecting, like, okay, we got Wanda's all the badass. What's next? We're gonna have Captain Marvel zombie.
we did not get Captain Marvel
No.
in this actually.
I
guess,
was shocked.
It's in the Infinity War time frame, so Captain Marvel wasn't around at that
But
point.
I mean, honestly, I don't think she'd be able to turn anyway because she's the strongest character in the universe.
Anyway, so Scarlet Witch, she is turned. She is a zombie at this point, and what Black
She's
Panther
hungry.
said, she's hungry. So Vision has been taking people and feeding them to Scarlet Witch to keep
Feed
her
me, Seymour.
alive. So he's like missing. It reminds me, you know this, Froggy, The Walking Dead, where like they're the people, the cannibal people that will like
Yeah,
cut off legs and stuff. Yeah,
that was Dale. Got his leg
Yeah.
chopped off.
yeah. So Black
Oh,
Panther.
no,
is like,
that's actually Dale's.
not Dale. It was Bob.
No, sorry, Dale's in the comics. Bob's in the.
Bob was in the show. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Scarlet Witch, she gets out and she starts wreaking all kinds of havoc and everything. I think she gets Kurt. Kurt's gone now. He dies. Baba Yaga, rip Kurt.
Also gets
Did she get a Koye?
yes, she did get a Koye.
She gets a Koye.
At the very end, yes.
Mishona's gone
they're,
now.
They're trying to get a Quinjet started, so Bruce is like, you know what? I got to get it started. Help you pick him on, big guy. Let me go.
So they're trying to get a Quinjet because they figure with Vision's Mind Stone and Wakandan technology, because Wakanda has been able to avoid the zombie apocalypse.
Get out energy shields.
It's still isolated. They have the energy shields. So they're like, well, if we get the Mind Stone to Wakanda, we can send it up to satellites and we can cure everybody. So now they're trying to get a jet. And Koya goes off to kind of run interference while the rest of the people go looking for the Quinjet. Right, I guess.
And Bucky.
And Bucky.
After Okoye is taken, Bucky goes with the shield and is ready to face him. But that's when Vision says, I have to atone for what I've done, but I can't do her. So he rips the Mind Stone out of his head himself. And
kills himself.
Bruce takes it and he delivers it to the others.
That's why Wanda sees his body and she goes crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's why I was saying they have their minds. They know what's happening, and when she sees Vision dead,
it's like WandaVision all over again, except this time with zombies.
it was zombies all along.
You could just say that Wanda has her reality shaping power. She changed it so that she keeps her memories.
I don't think so.
Now Bucky does die.
Does he die?
No. He gets yeeted.
Bucky gets yeeted. That's right. He gets yeeted. That's right. He gets yeeted.
Wanda's just so ticked off because he's just trying to shoot her.
What is this yeeting stuff? Are you guys listening to Kanye again?
He gets thrown. Yeet is another word
Thrown.
for thrown. So he gets thrown up into space.
Wow.
All the kids nowadays say yeet.
My head hurts.
So he gets thrown away, and we don't see him die. It could be believed that he could use the shield to like slow his fall. I think he can survive. Really, we're talking about zombies. We're talking about super soldiers because Bucky he's the Winter Soldier.
I'll give you that.
Okay.
But getting to the Quinjet, you only have at this point, you have Bruce. No, you don't have Bruce. I'm sorry. You have Bruce, you have Peter, you have T'Challa, and you have Scott's head, which is flying with the cape now, which is hilarious. He even says like a Harry Potter spell. Like Leviosa. He's flying around with the cape. It's so weird.
Don't judge us, Froggy.
I want to top now. I
haven't said any.
Head with the cape.
I haven't said any bad judging words out loud yet.
Not yet.
Loud yet.
He's waiting.
I saw you in your head. That's it all yet, and you had to.
So they get to the jet. The zombies are coming in, and Bruce Banner's like, "I've got to. I'm gonna hold them off." And Peter's like, "No, I can't lose another friend." And Bruce is like, "Actually, this was kind of a cool line." He's like, "So avenge us then," which is kind of cool. That was
and
kind
that's
of
when he
cool line.
goes.
But then Paul Rudd's like, "Hey, I'm still here."
So he's running through the zombies, and they're all attacking. He's like, Hulk, it'd be really great if you came out because you were the good guy for once.
Before he ran, he was out there.
Mm-hmm.
They went to go bit him, and all of a sudden his arm turned green, and it resisted the bite.
That's true.
Nice.
Yeah. Hulk keeps them from. That's something that I think they've established because they had that scene in Avengers where he talks about like shooting himself, like ending himself, and the Hulk spits out the bullet. So Hulk is keeping Bruce alive. But that was really cool to see when the zombie like tried to bite his arm.
It would have been really great at the end of this, in credits just to show the Hulk still alive.
That would be cool because the last time we see the Hulk, he's fighting zombie Scarlet Witch.
Because I want to see like Maestro.
That would
the other weird thing is that even if Thanos comes in and goes to wipe everybody off, does it really matter? He's just they're all zombies.
Well, we're gonna touch on that.
I meant the whole world.
So when we get to see Hulk fight Scarlet Witch for just a moment, but that's when we see Spider-Man head in a jar.
Scott,
and T'Challa just fly away. Hope tries to stop him for a second.
Oh yeah, Giant Hope, because she's now a zombie.
Giant Hope zombie tries to grab it, and then whenever she can't grab it, she throws a zombie at it. But then it flies away, and Marania's bringing up that Boseman does give a speech. In my culture, death is not the end. But I think it was recorded. I believe.
No, they finished all this before he died.
Yeah,
I think what she means is, was that actually scripted, or did they take it from bits of pre-recorded? Like
no. Like I said, he recorded all his lines. He finished all that before he died. It was in his contract.
I know, but do you think that they added in this scene after he died?
No, they didn't.
Okay.
It feels exactly like it's from this.
Like I said, he recorded all his lines before he died. It was in his contract.
Yeah,
I believe he's in 6. Is it 6 episodes?
I don't know. This is the second one that we've seen him in.
Yeah. Okay.
So, how many episodes are in the first season? Is it 9 episodes in?
Yeah, it's 9. So
9.
I
So
don't know.
5. So we got. I mean, he'd have to be in the remaining 4 then, wouldn't he?
We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
Hey, graphic man, and he says I can start being judgy. I'm judging both of you guys the whole entire time.
That's okay. Save it for the end. I'll take my lumps at the end.
Yep. The end is near.
You take your lumps well.
But they're flying off. Black Panther, he does give his little speech because Parker's feeling down in the dumps. His optimism is waning. He's like, hey, we still have to have hope. There's, Black Panther gives his whole death is not the end speech. Scott makes a couple of other funny jokes. He's like, hey, y'all can high five. I won't feel left out. Because he doesn't have hands. He's just a head and a jaw.
We can high five with the cape.
It's so funny. So they take off. The last shot you think, is the Quinjet flying off. And then the Watchers, he said something about hope and
humans, even at the end of the world, seems to have hope, and they will do anything to, fight, even if it brings the end of their universe. And that's when we see zombie Thanos with all but one stone.
Yeah, zombie Thanos. Yeah, because remember, this is Infinity War, so Thanos does end up coming to Wakanda. And he doesn't have the Mind Stone, which Spider-Man and Black Panther and them do.
Yeah, also he's a zombie.
He's a zombie now, too. Yeah, so...
and he's inside Wakanda, isn't he?
Is he inside or outside? I couldn't pick that out.
I thought that he was inside.
Because you see the zombies... Because before the show, they show after the scene with the flying Quinjet, you see the energy shield, the zombie runs in the energy shield and bounces back off. He can't get in. And then it cuts to Thanos holding the thing, the gauntlet, and he's just waiting for the one stone. And it looks like he's inside Wakanda because you can see the buildings behind him.
I would think he would be because they don't have T'Challa or Okoye. They don't have their 2 biggest people around. So I would think that it would be a little bit more vulnerable. But yeah, it's zombie Thanos now. So
Zombie Thanos.
Actually, and that's how the episode ends. It just cuts off right there. So yeah, I was thinking about it. Somebody who works on the show said that some of these what if stories could have possible sequel episodes down the line. Like we had that what if the Avengers never formed episode a few weeks ago. That's one I think would get a sequel episode.
Yeah,
I would like to see a sequel episode to this one.
Yeah, it would just be Steve Rogers versus Loki with Captain Marvel.
Yeah, well, it'd be Steve and It'd probably be a few other people in there too, I think.
It would be two captains and a Fury.
Captain, my captain.
But yeah, that's this episode, and I love this episode. It's just so wild, so nuts.
Oh, you know what they call it? Air Force and Army.
Air Force.
I have to agree with you, Zach, that it is a really good episode. I feel like it wasn't as good as last week's episode. Why? Because last week's episode just really tugged at the heartstrings.
Last week, the Doctor Strange episode, I think objectively is the best one so far.
You'll be really great at the very end of all these what ifs. You see the Watcher, does his one last thing, and at the very last scene, you see Deadpool sitting in a lawn chair eating popcorn. He's like, "Man, these universe suck," and that's the introduction.
That'd be fun.
Well, he's already had a YouTube short with Korg, so anything can happen. I will say this was a missed opportunity. During the end of the credits, there should have been like one more scene, and every single one of them.
Yeah, I think so. It's just not so easy to do, though.
I want the WandaVision, what if, and someone's watching the TV and it turns out to be Deadpool.
But this was I really did enjoy this episode. What did you think, Froggy?
Yeah.
Well, I'm curious though, because Kang the Conqueror now in the multiverse, is there a zombie Kang in one of these in that universe? All these universes?
That would be a dangerous Kang.
Zombie variants.
Zing.
And he can just run back and forth through time. I gotta say, it had its moments. I mean, it kept campy in certain parts, and it was cool to see some of the stuff, the action. I still like the Doctor Strange one more than this.
I have to agree with that,
because that was much more heart wrenching, much more emotional. This was just like, oh great, we just got Peter complaining because people keep dying around him.
Yeah, last week's episode was definitely more. Well, last week's episode, the Doctor Strange one, it focused just on Doctor Strange. This is more. It doesn't even it shines a spotlight, I think, on Spider-Man the most. But it's very broad. It's very much like, hey, here's all these different characters. Let's take them and throw them in this apocalypse and see what happens.
My thing is that we've already seen T'Challa as Star-Lord. What if somebody else became the Hulk? Where's those what ifs?
Season 2. Who knows?
Yeah, we're going to have to wait and see. But overall, I think we should go ahead and dig into some comments. I will say one more thing about last week's episode. It was art. It was really art. This was a lot of fun, but last week's episode was truly fantastic storytelling and the acting. And I actually talked a little bit about this with Dalton. This is Benedict Cumberbatch's most emotional performance. In all of it, just that heart-wrenching no.
You know what else I was thinking of? I think when we reviewed Captain Carter, I think something we talked about was something with all the big voices and actors coming in to reprise their roles. A lot of them didn't have voice acting experience. Benedict Cumberbatch actually does have that. He's done voice acting before. So with Smaug from The Hobbit and maybe one or two other things. Yeah. But you could tell from this Doctor Strange episode, he knew what to do. He knew how to inflect his tones in certain points. And so, I think that really lent a lot to it.
Josh Keaton did the voice of Captain America. I think he's also done the voice of Captain America in Avengers Assemble cartoon, I think, as well.
Oh.
He did Spider-Man in one of the cartoons.
Yeah. Spectacular Spider-Man.
Spectacular. Yeah, that's the one.
And then Tom Holland did reprise his role for Spider-Man.
He did not. Yeah, he's one of the handful that they didn't get to come back to reprise their characters for this season anyway. Who knows about the next one?
He might have been busy filming the actual movie.
Maybe.
Yeah, I think it's more of a contractual agreements, and they can't
Maybe.
just for this. Sorry. Let's go ahead and look at these comments. Slither
Yes.
Claw is saying, but the worst sin of this what if there would have been one survivor. Where is the Punisher? Well, the Punisher is not yet introduced into the MCU, so
Yeah. There was no Punisher. There was no Fantastic Four. No X-Men, obviously.
Hydra is taken out. They're gone.
Yeah, Hydra's.
Call me crazy. I'm gonna say this. This is my one conspiracy thing. I don't think you'll ever see Punisher in the MCU. He's just too violent.
After this episode?
And Daredevil is gonna get like a small cameo, and that's it. And they're not gonna do anything else with him.
I don't know. We're gonna have to wait and see about
I
that.
don't think so on that. Daredevil has
no,
a
because Punisher is bad. He kills people. They don't want to be like Titans.
Well, no, he was talking about Daredevil, not less on the Punisher side. He thinks Daredevil is going to come back.
Daredevil. Yeah, I think Daredevil's going to come back. He's got a really big fan following.
He's going to be what in She-Hulk, a guest appearance?
I think he's supposed to be in Spider-Man: No Way Home guest appearance.
Or yeah, that movie.
And She-Hulk.
And She-Hulk too, maybe.
I can see them just.
Says he. Yes.
Yeah, she does.
Like I said, I don't really see them doing any more of Charlie Cox because they kind of want to like go away from the whole Netflix thing, probably. So they're like just give him a small role and that's it.
I don't know.
I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I mean, Charlie Cox's Daredevil was the best received.
Well, yeah, I don't deny it, but I think they're jealous of that and they won't let him be it.
We'll have to wait and see.
They're just that petty because they didn't make it themselves.
I don't think so. I think they like making money, Froggy. They like
really? Are you sure about that? Have you seen the comics?
Otherwise, they wouldn't bring back two Spider-Men for their third.
That's true. This time last year, did you really think that they would bring back Alfred Molina?
No, is Tobey Maguire confirmed that he actually is back, or are we just seeing a scene from a different film reel thrown into here?
Okay,
I talk about Alfred Molina, but
Alfred, Doc Ock.
Yes, Doc Ock. But we see all this stuff in the trailer. It doesn't, I'm saying until I actually see the actual real deal, I'm not going to believe anything. Because remember, bro, seeing is believing.
Well, we will see. And we'll see this December. Marania says there was supposed to be 10, but they had to cut it to 9. So the 10th episode will be in season 2. I wonder what that could be. We'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
What if the Avengers fought COVID?
A sequel to episode 3 might have Ant-Man and Doctor Strange as Avengers. I'm not sure about that. Maybe. It could be interesting.
Because they weren't introduced in that episode, so I think that's probably where. Yeah.
And they don't. Their origins don't start for years.
That's true. That is true.
Marania says that she's not a fan of zombies in general, so that made number 5 hard for her to watch, and that's understandable. I know people that aren't fans of zombies. So.
Are you kidding me?
I'm getting burnt out on them too.
Give me zombies over show tunes any day.
Slither Claw says it would be interesting to steal What If from the comics. What if Iron Man sold out? Iron Man technology everywhere.
There is an Iron Man one coming out though, isn't there? Like, what if Iron Man did something happened? Like, what if I think Killmonger saved him from the missile? Isn't that one of the episodes they have coming? I thought they showed it in a trailer.
And we don't have Charlie Cox on the stream, but we do have Charlie Fox saying Disney won't miss the opportunity to milk money. Lol.
That is true. That is true.
Absolutely agreed. But I think that about does it for us. Overall, I think we enjoyed this episode. Obviously, some of us aren't as big on it as Zach is, but that's why we have a panel. We have all these different takes, and that's what makes the show interesting. So, thank you so much for joining us here. Froggy is reminding me with his
telepathy.
Yep, telepathy. Thank you.
I thought it was all the vile text I'm sending you.
To go ahead and put up the scroll.
I've been texting the whole entire time.
Where do you put that when you go out to the store? Like,
in my pocket.
You don't have pockets. You're like Mickey Mouse.
I just pour it out of my pocket. Got a little sauce later.
I'm not allowed to say where I'm able to store my phone. Let me just say, it's the same place Ant-Man would have gone.
Well, wait,
if
wait,
he had
wait.
wanted to defeat Thanos.
Wait. What kind of phone do you got?
I have a Google Pixel.
Oh, so you got junk in your trunk.
Government
junk.
you have Apple. You have the phone that has a ton of sequels to it. You really talk about it, and sequels are always worse.
I have healthy technology. It's an Apple.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Okay. So
Sir
an
Isaac-
iPhone a day keeps the doctor away, right?
Didn't you know that Sir Isaac Newton invented it?
No. Okay. Anyway,
it wasn't an Apple that phone I was in. It was an iPhone.
Ooh, buddy. Okay. So
anyway,
yes.
says to
Yes.
like.
So give us
comment-
money. Like this video. Subscribe here, and then give us more money. And then
The
be nice
show
to
is
Zach.
falling apart.
It is
Yeah.
like a zombie.
That's why we need
limbs
money.
are falling off.
We need money to build the show back up to what it used to be.
Yeah, go ahead though and let us know your thoughts on the episode, especially if you're watching this after we've gone live. Go ahead and comment if you liked it, if you didn't like it. We like to hear all kinds of opinions from all across the board. So whatever your thoughts are, go ahead and let us know. Leave a like.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And
Make
if
sure
you
subscribe.
and Eric Breen, if you made it this far to 56 minutes and 19 seconds, you won.
Did you? 56
I-
minutes into a 30-minute show recap?
Yeah, I don't know how we got. It took so long, but we got to the end anyway. Also, make sure to check
I
out
warned you like 30
Puppetine.
minutes ago. No,
Make
we
sure
gotta
to
go
check
over
out
two
the
things.
Ko-Fi in the link below.
Yeah, I'm
in the
not linked, but
description.
in the froggy below.
Below the frog, yes, indeed. And
Wah.
we will see you
Money.
next time. But
Give me
until
money.
then,
Money.
are you done?
He had sugar today. You can tell.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. He's tapping into the coffee force.
Candy roasted, coffee roasted flies.
Oh, that explains it. He went to Taco Bell. He's drinking Mountain Dew.
Mountain Dew.
Okay, well,
right.
we are going to go ahead and just roll out the mountain, and we're going to leave. So, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye!
Give me money.
Eat it, Joe's.
And eat it, Joe.